I'm Dr. Anthony Harper here, blessed to be talking with Asif Tamam. Uh, I'm in Jerusalem, and Asif, you are in Israel, of course, but not in Jerusalem right at this moment. But we met at an event here recently, and I heard about the Orphans of Terror. So, Asif, please explain to our audience about what Orphans of Terror is all about.
Okay. Uh, Orphans of Terror are citizens who was killed due to an act of terror, rockets, uh, um, or or a terror attack. My father, he was not a soldier; he was a citizen. In 2006, I lost my father when I was 7. Uh, there was an air raid alarm, and he entered into a shelter. Uh, there was an air attack, and after like 10 minutes, uh, he got out, and there was another attack of, and there was not any alarm about it, and he was killed with my uncle. All my family was injured, and my uncle and father died, and another family was also killed, and all my family was very badly injured from that attack.
Well, I and our Christian audience is so sad to hear about this and all the pain that you and so many others have experienced here, the great loss of life. So, just conveying that our Christian audience, Christians in America, are praying for all of you in Israel, praying for healing, protection, and restoration. Of course, with release of all the hostages and victory for Israel, and dealing with a lot of hatred for Israel. We see that on the rise. So, so would you say that this rise of anti-Semitism has led greatly to October 7th?
Uh, what is the question?
The rise of anti-Semitism in the world has led to October 7th. This hatred of Jewish people has been has been more intense, and because what Iran has done.
There was of course, a rise that we feel about it, but there is something that we don't actually know about, that we don't have any. Growing up without my parent has deeply affected my identity and my perspective on life. It brought challenges, but also shaped my resilience. In the end, I found myself living without a parent, and my family, my mother, she was the widows are broken women, and we don't. If as a child, I don't have any recognition or something about my loss. Like there is no recognition as a war orphan by nobody, by the country, by the everyone. I mean, my loss is not counted as a next kin of next kin, next primary of kin. I'm not considered as close relative to my father. That is problem that I'm, as an orphan, find myself trying to explain that I'm living under a family of terror, and I'm not who suffered a lot, and I'm not counted as as a close relative. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I never counted. So I founded a movement which called mute person, ilem in Hebrew. Um, it's about orphans of terror, orphans of IDF soldiers, orphans of security forces. We are all found ourselves um, in a position from a small age that living without a parent, living things we didn't want we didn't, of course, chose it. We're a victim of all of it, and we need support, lifelong support. That's the important thing. That's what I told to many high people in our society, that it's important to recognize, in order to make things better, we need to recognize the consequences of war, which is
Mhm.
we are the consequence of war. I found myself as, like, from young age suffering, and all of this is on our on our on our shoulders. That's what I mean. It's on shoulder.
Okay.
That's my answer for you about it.
Okay. And so, what would you like to do more to, how to make people more aware of what Orphans of Terror, what the Israeli people have gone through?
I think it's really important to share our suffer, to share our stories, to know what's the problem is. We found ourselves that without families, without things, to learn really to advocate more for helping and for healing, and less fighting, less. That's what I think much more important.
Yes. And what
To
would you?
focus on healing, and the healing. We
Mhm.
are the next generation. The orphans are the next generation. More direct healing toward the orphans. I think that's really important. Not by indirect ways, very direct toward the orphans. They need it because sometimes the indirect help goes to the wrong places, and I think that it's very important for for Israel, for the government to understand that if you want to really help the healing, it maybe need to be more in a direct way and not by an indirect routes.
I know you have a very challenging experience in this age of hostility against Israel. And thank you for speaking up to be able to share your story in the midst of it. And hopefully more people will pay attention to this. Um, so it is a battle, battle of reporting truth, standing for truth.
And yes, truth, recognition, healing, that's the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that there will be something about it, because today it's still an ongoing challenge. It's not an easy thing.
No, not an easy thing. And so I applaud you and your courage to be able to speak up on this matter and to pray for that healing that you and so many others need. And so many difficult issues that you have to deal with. And so, I mean, you were talking about the estimate of maybe 1,200 or more
Yes,
orphans of terror, but it could be a lot more than that.
it's approximately. I don't know. It's like it can be much more. I mean, it's really approximately.
Mm-hmm.
It's I
Yes.
believe it's much more. I know that it's much more. Probably it's much more.
Yeah. Because Israel has been facing these battles for quite some time.
I'm talking about this war. About other wars, what I know about my struggle about recognition. Are about 14,000, 14. 14,000 IDF orphans who are not recognized. There are about 3,200 orphans of terror, which are like in my situation, they are also not recognized as close relatives. It's like about 18,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There are a lot. There are a lot, and it's still there are much more. Yeah.
Well, is there a
I don't know exactly the official numbers because I don't still yet the exact numbers, but there are a lot of orphans in Israel.
for people that want to get more information about Orphans of Terror, uh, how would they be able to learn more about this issue?
You can learn by there is a Ministry of Defense. You can ask them. You can Bituach Leumi. There is something like called it's an organization in Israel. You can ask them also. Write them in a message. My organization. You can there is my organization. It's still like a movement. It's not an organization, but I have a Facebook page. I will start to upload it. I will track the things. That's the way. There is organizations which are dealing with these topics, these sad topics, and they are trying to keep up to track the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They are tracking the numbers much more reliable than me right now because I'm still in my first steps. I mean, I only started this movement like 6 months from it right now. I'm only 25. My age is only 25. And I started like before 6 months after a lot of struggles that I understood that there need to be something. I I thought that I need to be in the front of this struggle of this fight about or recognition. So I decided to be in the front, but I'm still only in my first steps. That's only
Okay.
my first in one of my first interviews. I'm not really right now every little detail. I know things approximately, roughly, not really every detail in the specific. But
Okay.
but I'm giving you a lot of credible things that
Mhm.
are not knowing. That a lot of the public doesn't know. A lot of worldwide, you don't know them. So I think I'm
Could
a
you
good
have the
source.
microphone? I could hear you better with the microphone there. So
Yeah, I say that I'm good source.
yes, yes, you are. But as you mentioned, Facebook page, it's under your name, Asif Tamam, right?
Yes, but I have a Facebook page of the movement which calls Yetomim Leumim Metzaitzim. Right now it's in Hebrew. I need to translate it to English. We are doing a work about it. Right
Oh,
now it's in yeah. Right now I told you we're in the first steps. Right now it's in Hebrew, but we will make a change about it to make it more
mhm.
accessible to the English audience.
Well, as I mentioned, that our Christian audience is praying for blessings for Israel and and helping Israel in so many ways for all those that have been suffering here. So, um, that's what they want me to convey to you and to others, so many that are suffering, about love and support for you all here.
Thank you very much.
And I look forward to hearing more about your experience, doing another interview time, and learning as we go here. Looking forward to getting some more resources from you. Thank you, Asif, for sharing, with our audience, and for your understanding about these very sensitive issues. It's not easy, and thank you for your courage to speak up.
Thank you. I will do my best to help.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do to to raise awareness about the Israeli orphans, which are not right now in a good shape. There are a lot of suffer about our topic, which
Yes.
need to be fixed.
Well, thank you once again, Asif, for joining us.